So whoever hears or reads, all of them are equally benefited. So all of you are benefited because you're reading these verses, which are surcharged with spiritual energy, and we can all go back home, back to Godhead. So let's go to what we learned last class, and then let's start this class. So last class we learned about Padmanabha Swami Temple in Trivandrum, right? And anybody would like to recollect what we learned? What is the name of the pond in front of the Padmanabha Swami Temple? It's called Padma Tirtha, lotus pond. Padma means lotus.
Prabhuji, Padmanabha Swami Temple is situated in Kerala.
Yes. I know you were not in class, but since you are from Trivandrum, you know about Padmanabha Swami Temple.
Yes, Prabhuji, I went there many times.
Yes.
And it is believed that many of the jewels and gold and all are kept under the. There are 4 or 5 chambers underneath the table, underneath the temple, and all the gold and all these things are kept there.
Yes. So we learned about a big festival. There's a Aratu festival where the Utsav Murtis, not the big feet deity of the Lord, but there are smaller deities that can be easily carried in the Garuda chariots or the Garuda carriers. They are taken to the ocean and they cross the airport, and the airport is shut down for 5 hours so that the lordships can go all the way, right? So no planes are landing or anything because the airport was given by the royal palace. They had given on the condition that every year during the festival they should let the devotees pass through directly. So we learned that. So and then we learned about the treasure under just what Ishwarji said. There are many mysteries here. There's one chamber that has no locks, but nobody knows how to open. And it is said that they shouldn't open that. Every other vault was opened, and there were inventory of all the treasures were taken. There were a lot of gold and jewels and deities of the Lord made of solid gold, and the value is almost $1 trillion, more than any company or anything anybody has. That it's the richest. That's why Padmanabha Swami Temple is the richest temple in the whole world, or any religious. Even the Vatican doesn't have as much wealth as the Padmanabha Swami Temple. The temple architecture is very, very special. It was made by very skilled craftsmen, where during the summer equinox the sun passes through each door as the sun is setting. In every 5 minutes, if you look, the sun will pass through each door and go down. The equinox is when the day is equal and night is equal, right? So there are a lot of mysteries with this temple. We learned about the story of how the temple was created. The deity of the is made of, actually it's a wooden tree that fell down.
Can I tell the story?
Yes, please, Sanakshi.
So once there was a sage, and he found a boy, but actually it was a lord. The boy said he had no. The sage asked, "Who are you and where's your parents?" The boy said he had no parents. So she said, "Okay, I will keep you." But the boy said, "Okay, if you wanna keep me, you should promise you'll never get angry. If you get angry at me, I will go to Kanavia Forest."
Yeah, Ananta Forest, right?
Ananta Forest.
Yes. So the sage understood that it is none other than the Supreme Lord Krishna, and he started following, and then he couldn't find the Ananta forest anywhere, and then he heard a tribal lady and his son and her son. She was getting angry at her son that if you do more mischief, I'll throw you into the Ananta forest.
Kanana forest. So
Yes.
he asked the lady where Kanana forest. They pointed to the direction and he ran to the direction. While he was looking under a tree, Krishna came.
Yes. The tree actually fell down, and then the Lord appeared in a very 18-kilometer long form of lying down as if um, uh, in the Yoga Nidra pose. And then Bilva Mangala said, "Oh, I cannot worship such a big 18-kilometer form. Can you please shrink yourself?" So then he came down into a 18 feet form, which is also very, very big. That's why in Padmanabha Swami temple, you can't see the Lord through one door. You have to go through 3 doors to cover the whole deity. So then the king who heard the story built a big temple for the Lord. And the other specialty is the deity is made of wood, but there are a lot of salagram shilas. Salagram shila is a very special stone with the chakra of the Lord, right? So these are nobody carved these, but there is the Lord Shankh, the conch shell shape on these stones, and they are found in Nepal in the Gandaki river. From the Gandaki river, the king in a big procession bought 12,000 of these saligrams, and with the Ayurvedic mixture that they like the cement we use for the houses. This was made with herbs, and there was a mortar kind of made, and these celestial stones along with the wood is what makes the 18-foot deity of the Lord. And the saligram shilas are very, very auspicious. Anybody who goes to a temple which has 12 saligram shilas, they are blessed. But this deity is made of 12,008 saligram shilas. And so it is like if you go and see the Lord here in this temple, it's like going to 1,000 temples, because 12 times 1,000 is 12,000, right? So it's like visiting 1,000 temples. So that is what we learned last week. So let's start our new journey to Jagannath Puri. This is another wonderful temple of Lord Krishna, and it is in a state called Orissa in India. So there are a lot of mysteries of this temple also. So I can tell you a few that will perk your interest about this temple. So this temple, scientists cannot explain why. This temple has a flag on the topmost part. There's a chakra on the top of the temple, and there's a flag. And usually if you take a flag, and many of you might have taken a flag and ran with it, and when you run with it, the wind is in your opposite direction, right? So the flag is always pointing to the direction of the wind, right? It's not pointing to the direction where you're running, correct? But in this temple, the flag direction is always opposite to the wind. So the wind is flowing in one direction and the flag is fluttering in the opposite direction. So if you see the flag itself, the mystery starts. And the flag is seen you can see the flag from many kilometers away, because this tower is very, very tall. It's like a 45-story building. And
Prabhuji?
Yes.
Prabhuji, how can it be possible?
Yeah, so those are the mysteries that the Lord manifests for ordinary people who don't have faith in God, to understand that the laws of physics don't work and Lord can control the laws of physics and material aspects. So right from the seeing the flag itself, this is not an ordinary place where the regular laws of physics and the material laws work. This is a spiritual
So
place.
gravity isn't true?
No, at that place. So the Lord means all the laws of physics, like laws of motion, gravity, all that the Lord has created for regular places. There is because the law is made by a lawmaker, right? So the government has made laws. Without a license, you cannot drive on the road. So similarly, God has made all these laws, gravitational force, the Newton's laws of motion. Newton is just the person who found those laws, right, in physics. So those are the laws for regular places that allows us to drive or do all the things, have a pendulum, or build many machines. God has given those laws so that we can use the laws for building many conveniences. But in a spiritual place, the God, if Krishna decides this law will not affect here, this is what is happening. So right from the flag, there is a mystery. Nobody understood till now why is the flag going in the opposite direction of the wind. And then let's come down from the flag. If you there is a chakra. The chakra is like more than a ton because it's 20 feet. If you see from in this picture, you think it's small, but it's 20 feet size. And this temple was built thousands of years back. So how did such a heavy item get pulled over? And another very big mystery till today nobody knows is no bird ever comes and sits on that chakra, or no bird flies over the temple tower, and no planes also go. It's like a no-fly zone created by God. Nothing goes above this temple. Nobody knows why.
Not even a leaf that's blown by the wind?
Nothing flies over this.
Also, not even a bird flies over the temple.
No. Yeah, that's the greatest mystery. There are a lot of birds around there, but no bird, no eagle that soars up in the sky will fly over this. It is said because the Lord is here with Garuda, his Vahana, and with respect, no bird ever flies over the tower. But it cannot be scientifically explained. So if there are
birds have their own religion.
Yeah. So that's another mystery of this place. And then in Jagannath Puri, the other biggest mystery is the wind. Usually, you must have learned in science land breeze and sea breeze, right? So
Yes,
during the day, the land gets hotter faster, right? So the
Yes,
wind
Prabhuji.
goes
So the
from
air above the sea has to come and take the
Yes.
place. So it's called a sea
Yes.
breeze.
Yes.
And in the
And
night,
then-
it's at
Yeah.
opposite take
Correct,
place.
correct. But if you go into this temple, you would see the opposite happening, and nobody knows why. The wind is flowing into this temple during the this temple is next to the shore, okay, but the wind is flowing to the sea during the day and into the temple during the night, and nobody knows why. So that's another mystery. Another mystery is this temple
Prabhuji,
yeah.
Prabhuji, so it means that this table, the surroundings experience sea breeze during nighttime and land breeze during daytime.
Yeah. Yes. So the direction is reversed. So just to show that this is not an ordinary place. And then there are other mysteries too. One of it is, this temple is has the biggest kitchen in any religious organization. It can feed about 100,000 or 1 lakh people, and sometimes the temple has 2,000 people, sometimes 20,000 people, but nobody understands the same amount of prasadam is generated from the kitchen of this temple, but nothing goes waste. Every morsel of prasadam is finished somehow. So nobody understands how the if they make the same quantity, how is it consumed by different amount of devotees on any given day, and everybody has enough. Nobody goes hungry, and nobody is no food goes waste. No prasadam goes waste. Another big mystery about this temple is in the kitchen they have, because there are so many devotees who they have to feed. They have pots that they put one over the other to get cooked, and this also defies the laws of physics, where if you put 7 pots one over the other, and the bottom one is on fire, which would get cooked first? The bottom.
I think the bottommost one.
Yeah, bottommost one, which is near the fire, right? However,
but the bottom one lights the top.
But in this temple, they put 7 layers of pot over each other, and it is the topmost pot that gets cooked first. And nobody can understand how this mystery is happening in this temple.
I can't believe what's going on actually.
Yeah.
There are many of the mysteries.
Yes. So you can research this and maybe help everybody understand. Okay.
Prabhuji, these facts are challenging the laws of physics and.
Yes. Right. So that is the mysteries of the temple is just to attract the unfaithful, to say that this is not like some people don't believe in God, but when they see that some mysteries are happening, they're interested. Oh, how can that happen? So then, but for devotees, they don't really care about these mysteries. They are just wanting to see the Lord and love God, right? So these are some of the big services. I was talking about the Ratha Yatra. So there are big chariots made. Each wheel of this chariot is 7 feet high, or the diameter is 7 feet. So you can imagine if a person stands, the wheels are bigger than the person, and then these big structures are built every year from scratch.
What?
So yeah. So they dismantle and use the wood after each festival. They get new wood every year to build these chariots. So there is a big festival called Ratha Yatra in Jagannath, Puri, Orissa. And who are the ones who are on this chariot? It's actually Jagannath is Krishna. Okay, that's he's the rightmost chariot here, and middle chariot is Subhadra, sister of Krishna and Balram. And the left white paint is Balram. And these paint are not ordinary paint like you go to your paint shop and get. These are made of pigments. So and the deities are made of wood, and we'll learn about the story how these deities came into being. And you see how these deities are totally different from what we have seen in most other temples. No other temple have these figures, right? These wonderful artistic figures of the Lord with large eyes, with no eyelids. We never see it. Why the Lord doesn't have proper hands, proper legs? We'll learn about that soon. And this little pillar kind of thing on the left side of Krishna's left is Sudarshan Chakra, represents Sudarshan Chakra. So this is the actual deity of the temple with the 3 wooden deities, and also the ritual is that there's a ritual called Naba Kalevar. Naba Kalevar is when in every 12 to 15 years they change the deities, and they get new wood and they carve the deities, and the old wood is buried. And when they go and see, after they buried it, the old deities are not there anymore. So it's all very, very mysterious in this temple. Okay, so now about this temple. This temple is like there are 4 temples in the 4 corners of India. Like the north side is Badrinath, south is Rameshwaram, on the east is Puri, and on the west is Dwaraka. So as you can see, it's called a Char Dham. Char Dham is Char means 4 in Hindi, right? So 4 Dham. So 4 holy places of the Lord. It is said that the Lord he takes a bath in Rameshwaram. On a given day, he takes a bath in Rameshwaram. He goes to Badrinath to meditate. This is Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. He does that every day. It's the belief. And then he comes to Puri to have his bhog, or to eat. He comes to Puri, and then to go to sleep, he goes to Dwaraka. So these are the 4 temples: Badrinath, Dwaraka, Puri, and Rameshwaram. And we'll learn about each of these temples in future classes. So we are just starting with Jagannath Puri today. Okay. So this is what we were talking about the flag that is fluttering in the opposite direction of the wind, and there's this big chakra, and there's a priest who climbs this big tower to change the flag every day. It's not like the flag is some kind of something that was installed and never changed. Every day they have to change the flag. So there is there are big rock climbers, right? And they climb with a lot of protection, with a lifeline rope that even if they slip and fall, they would. But these priests who have been doing it for thousands of years, not the same priest, it's just different priests, they do it, but they just climb without any protection, and they are protected. If anybody falls and dies, then the temple will be closed for 18 years or something. So it has never happened. That's the rule. So no, out of faith, these priests climb up and change the flag every day. And then the other aspect is there are 4 gates of this temple, and the main gate is called Simhadwara, or the lion gate, and the southern gate is Ashwadwara, or the horse gate. Western
Teacher?
gate is tiger gate.
Teacher,
Yes.
how did they get their name? Lion Gate, Tiger Gate. How did they get their name?
Yeah, so the temple architecture is such that there's a lion was carved in the frontmost entrance, the main entrance. Eastern entrance is always the main entrance of the temple, right? So they, based on that, we are calling it Simhadwara, or lion gate, because the lion is carved there. In the southern side there's a horse, and then on the western side there's a tiger, and the northern side there's an elephant. So these are the so that's why the name goes for each of these gates. Very good question, Sonakshiji. And then each of the chariots they use for the Rath Yatra also has names. There's Nandi Gosha, that's the one that Krishna rides on, is called the music of joy. The Taladwaja is the one that Balramji rides on. It has a palm tree on its flag, so Taladwaja means flag with a palm tree. And then
Prabhuji, can you please repeat this point? I didn't hear.
Yeah. So this is the the chariots I showed you, the 3 big chariots that are made for. So each of those chariots have a name. I was just going through the name. You don't have to remember the name. I'm just telling you how much detail the deities, the devotees take care of for the Lord's festivals. And I can show you in these other slides that there is each chariot, and everything is made to a particular precision. Like the number of wheels is different for each chariot, the colors of the chariot are different, the length of each chariot is different, but they make it the exact same every year based on these specifications. So all these are devotional service, right? So taking care facilitating for the Lord's festivals so that devotees can come and pray to the Lord. All this happens during that Jagannath Rath Yatra. And most of India, they have a similar festival, but it's not at the scale of Jagannath temple, which is the original and the biggest Rath Yatra, where each deity is in a separate chariot. Like we have had a few Rath Yatra festivals in America and different cities, where one chariot they put all three deities and they pull the chariot, because everybody can't be in Orissa to be part of this wonderful festival. And what is this festival? It is taking the lords from Hare Krishna. Somehow we lost connection. I'm so sorry. We had to go offline. Can everybody hear us?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu,
Definitely.
you're audible. You're audible.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how far you heard about the different specifications of the chariots. We were going through that. The Lord's chariot is made, Jagannath's chariot or Krishna's chariot is made of yellow and red colors. And,
Does every god have their own chariot?
yes. Three lordships are Jagannath, Krishna. He has this yellow chariot, and Baladev or Balramji, he has this green and red chariot. This is yellow and red. And each of the different personalities, the chariot driver is Daruka for Krishna, is Matili for Balramji. So you see how Balramji's horses are black, while Krishna's horses are white. And then Subhadra's horses are red. And Arjuna is her charioteer. You know, Arjuna married Subhadra, right? So, so Subhadra's son is Abhimanyu. We learned in Mahabharata, right? When we learned. So, if you see, each chariot has their specific features. Yeah, and the Rath Yatra festival is just the journey of the chariot from Jagannath Puri to Gundicha is like we are letting the Lord into our heart. And the pastime connected to this is we discussed this when we were doing the Krishna book. All of the gopis, when they came to see Krishna in Kurukshetra, right, during the solar eclipse, Krishna came there and he was seeing everybody after a long time. And it is said that the gopis put Krishna on a chariot and pulled him and said, we are going to take you to Vrindavan. We are not going to let you go back to Dwaraka. So that's the beginning of the chariot festival or Rath Yatra. And this slides just show you all the different features of each of the chariots. It's there are distinct features, number of horses, who is the power of the chariot, who is the rider of the chariot, meaning who is the gatekeeper, who is guarding the chariot. All this, there are specific important aspects of each chariot. We don't have time to go
Jagannathinte
on.
spelling endonu?
Yeah?
Jagannathinte spelling endonu?
Ishwarji, you're not on mute. Okay. So then Lord Jagannath is mentioned in the Skanda and Padma Puran about the story of Lord Jagannath, and we don't have much time, but I'll quickly try to cover that. Okay, so in Satya Yuga, there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. We are now in Kali Yuga. So in the first yuga of Satya Yuga, there was a king called Indrayumna and Queen Gundicha, and they lived in Ujjain. So this is the same place Krishna later in Dwapara Yuga went to Sandipani Muni to learn the different skills, right? So that my point is just to tell you about Ujjain. They were the king Indrayumna was the king of Ujjain, and somebody told him there is a deity of the Lord called Neela Madhav, and anybody who says that deity, he will be so spiritually, he'll get so much spiritual happiness that he will go back home, back to Godhead. He will all his sins will be destroyed. So the king really wanted to see this deity of the Lord. So he sent his different courtesans to all these different directions to find about the Neela Madhav. So then there was this person in his court called Vidyapati. So Vidyapati went to Nilachal mountains, and then he met a tribal leader called Vishwavasu. This Vishwavasu knew where Neela Madhav is because this Vishwavasu was the one guarding Neela Madhav deity in the forest, and nobody knew about this. Only the tribal people who was taking care of Neela Madhav deity. So this Vidyapati asked Vishwavasu, "Oh, please, can you please show me?" He didn't say about the king or anything. He just said because this is a big secret. Nobody knows about it except these forest people, right? These tribal. So then he didn't say, "This is a secret. This is our secret. We can't tell you." So then what Vidyapati did? Vidyapati hung around for a few months, and then he married this Vishwavasu's daughter Lalita. So he married Lalita. Now Vishwavasu became his father-in-law, right? So he kind of told his wife, "Please ask your father to show me Neela Madhav deity, please, please." And then finally the father-in-law agreed and said, "I will take you on one condition. I will have to blindfold you. I'll tie this cloth around your face and then take you." So, but this man, Vidyapati, was very, very intelligent. Since he was on a mission to bring the king to Neela Madhav, he took some mustard seeds as he was going. So Vishwavasu is pulling Vidyapati and taking him to Neela Madhav, and since he is blindfolded to know the way later, he put little seeds on the way he was going. So the idea was these seeds, when they germinate and grow into plants, he can just follow the mustard plants and find the way to Neela Madhav, right? So that's what he was trying to do. So he did that, and finally he came to the big cave that had the Lord's deity, and when he saw the deity, he was spellbound. It was so wonderful. And then he left that place, and then he went to the king and said he saw Neela Madhav. It's so beautiful, and the Lord, when you see the Lord, you feel that you're fully blessed. So then the king came to know about it, and king and Vidyapati, they're coming to see Neela Madhav. And because of the plants, the mustard plants, he followed the path, but when he came here, the Lord had vanished. So then the king was very sad. King thought, oh, the Lord is not merciful on me. But then he had a dream that actually you will see me if you go to the shore of the ocean, you'll find a piece of wood, and that's actually me. So then the king went to Puri Jagannath. So Puri, that the place Puri where there's a big beach. He went there and there's a big log of wood floating. So he had his men bring the log of wood, and he asked somebody to carve out Neelamadhav. But nobody, they tried to chisel on the wood, but the wood was harder than iron. They couldn't even scrape the wood, and they didn't really know how Neelamadhav looked. So then he was very sad. But then the architect of the law, the Devas, Vishwakarma, he came. So Vishwakarma came and said, in the form of a carpenter, he came and said, I will carve it, but on the condition that you would let me carve these deities for 21 days, and you will not open the door. You should leave me alone with this log of wood. So then the king let him into the room, and after 15 days, the king's wife Gundicha said, hey, I think this man is cheating us. I don't hear any chiseling sound on the wood. So the king went and opened the door, and then he found these deities of the Lord. They were unfinished. This is how they look. They no hands or legs or eyelids, so they're they're unfinished. But then you can easily make out they are Krishna, Subhadra, and Balramji. And from then on, the royals, they are the ones who take care of these deities, and all the rituals are followed so well. The kings declared that they are the servants of the Lord. So before the Rath Yatra, they sweep the road for the Lord's chariot to pass by, just to show that no matter you are the king, you are God's servant. So there we will end today's class. We haven't discussed the great devotees of Jagannath Puri, but that we can do next class. So let's go to the Kahoot for now. Are there any questions? Is everybody there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. So sorry we are taking a little extra time today, but hopefully all of you enjoyed learning about Lord Jagannath. Here is the pin, 4413543.
I can't do the Kahoot because I have to do coding after this, and I need to eat my lunch. So, bye.
Okay. So we have nobody joined so far. Okay, Ashmita ji is in. Hari Bol. Santosh ji is in. Nitin ji is in. Radha Chaitra ji is in. Ashmita ji, number 2. We have 2 Ashmita jis. So nobody else is joining? Ishwarji is in. Why your name is in. Very philosophical person. Why your name is in. Okay, can we start?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good luck, everyone. Virtual pilgrimage of Jagannath Puri Temple. Okay. Jagannath, Baldev, Balabhadra and Subhadra worshipped which place? Is it okay? Puri, Odisha. Very good. Jagannath deities are made of what? Wood, plastic, metal, ceramic. Yes, wood. Very good. Who is the brother and sister of Lord Jagannath? Draupadi and Arjun, Bharat and Sita, Balabhadra and Subhadra? None. Yes. Balabhadra is none other than Baladev or Balramji. Okay? Don't get confused by that because one of you answered none. Okay. Krishna comes to Jagannath Puri to do what? To eat, to sleep, to bath, to worship. We discussed the 4 dhams. Puri is one of the main 4 holy dhams, Vaishnava dhams, and he comes to Jagannath Puri to eat. And no wonder the kitchen of Jagannath Puri is the biggest in the whole world. Okay. Lord Jagannath's body is painted black using paint. True or false? Yeah. So it is not the... it's using pigments. Ayurvedic pigments. So that's why before the Jagannath festival, Rath Yatra festival, there is something called Snan Yatra, where the Lord is given bath with 108 little pots of water, and after that, their lordship have to be repainted with pigments because the pigments dissolve in water, right? So it's not like chemical paint they use. Okay, Jagannath Puri has the largest kitchen in the globe. True or false? True. Very good. Okay, who did king order to go and find out about Neel Madhav? Indradyumna, Vidyapati, Vishwavasu. Yes. It's Vidyapati, okay? That's the courtier he sent to find out. The tribal head was worshipping which deity? Radha Gopinath, Radha Madhav, Narasimha Dev, Neela Madhav. Yes, Neela Madhav. What was the name of the tribal chief? Vidyapati, Vishwavasu, Indrayumna. Yeah, it's Vishwavasu. At least from the earlier question, Vidyapati was the courtier who came, and Vishwavasu is the tribal chief who worshipped Neela Madhav. Okay. Alright, Ishwarji is in first place, Nitinji, Radha Chaitraji, Santoshji and Ashmitaji. Okay. What is the name of the daughter of the tribal king? Gundicha, Lalita, Vishakha, Tungabhadra. I think I mentioned it once. I don't know if you remember. Yes, it's Lalita. Gundicha is the wife of Indrayumna. And also today the temple is called Gundicha temple, the temple where the chariot's destination is from Jagannath Puri. Okay. Alright, true or false? Vidyapati married tribal heads daughter Lalita. Yes, true. Very good. What trick Vidyapati used to find the way to cave? He painted trees on the way to cave. He put flags on his way to cave. He dropped mustard seeds. Or none? Yes. He dropped mustard seeds which became plants. Remember? Okay. Who was the builder of the first temple of Lord Jagannath? Kapilendra Dev, Indrayumna, Karvela, Ajadashastru. Yes, it's Indrayumna, right? He's the one who had all the vision, and he's the one who built the first temple. Okay, according to which Purana King Indrayumna installed the Jagannath deities? Bhagavad Gita, Jagannatha book, Skanda, Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is Bhagavata Purana, Skanda Purana, Gita Upanishad. Yes, it's Skanda Purana. Here it says Purana. There's Padma Purana and Skanda Purana, the story is mentioned. Okay. How many days Vishwakarma said he will take to carve out deities? 10, 15, none, 21. Yes, 21 days. But the king opened on the 15th day. So, what is Nabakalebara? Start of a new month, start of a new year, new deities of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, birth of Ganesh. Yes, new deities are carved. And today it happened in 2015. So after 12 to 18 years, there is the next Nabakalebara will come. So and the Rath Yatra after Nabakalebara is more grand. About 1.5 million people go to see the Rath Yatra at Nabakalebara when the new deities come out for the first time. Okay, let's see who's on the podium. Third place goes to Radha Chaitra ji. Hare Krishna. Second place goes to Nitin ji. And first place goes to Ishwar ji. And all of you who played are winners. Santosh ji, Ashmita ji, and the others. So congratulations and wish you a very, very Krishna conscious week ahead of you. We'll meet again next week, and in 2 weeks, after 2 weeks I will not be there for a month, so we'll have to take a break from the class. So 2 more weeks we'll learn about some new temples, and then we'll take a break and we'll meet in July. Okay. Hare Krishna everyone. Dandat pranam. Vancha kalpatarupascha kripat sindhupyevacha patitanam pavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you for taking time to join and learn about the Lord. Without you,
Hare
I will
Krishna,
not learn
Prabhuji.
myself. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Bol.
Prabhuji.
Haribo.
Have a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Babaji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hemanji.